Hi again, Galila back again, and this is the third part of the Performance Director tutorial. I have an alt, Quintina, here who is going to help me do this, and I have my movers here configured for dancer, spot dancer number 1, and she is spot dancer number 2, and that's how will be defined in the Performance Director. So before we hop on the movers, you're going to want to make sure that you set up the groups in the movers, or I'm sorry, in the Performance Director tutorial card in there. I'm going to refer to the Performance Director as PD from now on because it's just easier. And so I open my PD card and I'm going to designate myself as I'm going to be group number 1. She's going to be group number 2. No matter if it's one person or not, it's still a group. So I'm going to say at group 1, or I'm sorry, at group, and I'm going to give the group a name. And the name, if it's only me, I'm just going to name it Galila. And then I put a pipe, and the number 1 after the pipe tells the PD that dancer number 1, person on spot number 1, is in this group. At group Quintina, I'm going to give her 2. So she's dancer number 2. So how do I know to do this? How do I know where to put all these things? On the website, we have here, if you go to the main Spot On website, www.spotonsl.com, and click on Performance Director right here. This takes you to the main page of it, and it's all the features are listed, and it takes you right here. You also have a flyout menu here with quick jumps to the different topics, the different features. But if you just go here, learn how to use, this page steps you through learning the things that we're going to go through. So if you forget and you want to look at how to do commands real quick, you can go there. You want to learn about idle dance, just click that. So we've already gone through the HUD controls, choreography, design system, and group formation system, and setting them up to work with PD. Here's where we are. We're going to do the Notecard Structure and the timeline. So let's get the Notecard Structure page. And this page, this graphic here just shows you up at the top how you're going to designate the groups. And so here I've designated it, say we have we have 4 dancers, and 2 of them are women and 2 of them are men. So 1 and 2 are, say, Galila and Quintina, and the boys are 2 people. So that's how we'll put them in the groups, and we'll put their dancer numbers there. At some point in the dance, they will be doing all the animations the same. And the 2 girls will be doing a certain set of animations, and the guys will be doing a different set of animations. That's why they're separated there. And then we'll say a group all, and all 4 of them will be doing the same animations at the same time. So, and you have another one here, group Emotes. We'll do emotes later, and that's where you would send commands to, like, make particles explode, or open or close a curtain, or some chat go out to the audience. And you would put all that information into this at group Emotes, and you can call that whatever you want. The optional commands you should have next. We're going to talk about some of the optional commands later. The ankle lock I'm going to use now because inside your Performance Director we have given you a ankle lock, a high priority ankle lock. In fact, it's priority 6, and it's called Spot On Ankle Lock 6. Don't rename that because the Performance Director HUD, when you use that ankle lock feature, it's looking for that name. Okay, so let's add that while we have it here at ankle lock, and we'll save that and go back to the structure page. And the next part of your card would be where you would put anything that you want to have the buttons do. And the buttons are not going to be automatically played when you push play like everything else is in your note card. The buttons are going to be assigned to do things that you have to do repeatedly by like for instance when you're rehearsing and you have to have the stage curtain open and you need it closed again for when you start again. So you would just assign one of these buttons to tell the curtains to close each time you were repeating your rehearsal. Or you need your particles to stop exploding. Put that command in there. So we're not going to use that yet. And down in this section is where you would actually assign the dances, the animations to each dancer. So you see here I have girls, guys, and all, and they are spelled exactly the same as girls, guys, and all, and exactly the same as emotes and emotes up there. I have capital letters up there, I have capital letters down here. That is crucial. That must be the same, so this knows that it needs to execute these commands down here, these dances. So you'll see here that I have the girls starting at 0 and they're doing dance 1, and then at the guys are doing the same, and both change the same dance at 23. But they're doing different dances. The girls are doing dance 2, the boys are doing dance B when they change. And down at 35 seconds into the dance, everybody's going to do dance C. So I could have put up here 35 seconds dance C, 35 seconds dance C, and left out this all group, which is no problem. But normally it gets a lot longer, and sometimes it's just easier when you put them all in the same group, and I'll show you how to do that. So you can download this picture. This picture does not come in the folder, but all you have to do is just right click and save image as, and download it, and then upload it to SL and put it in your folder, just something for quick reference. Or you can just go back to this page and go to Notecard Structure, and it's always there. So we have the ankle lock in, and now I'm going to say Galila equals and Quentina equals. So the timeline is, here's where we're going, in this part here is where we're going to start putting in the animation. So we need to know the times. The timeline, for old timers, it was done a different way. This is a new way. We are going from pressing play, which is 0. That's the start of when everything happens. Your mover moves, your commands start, and your animations start. So 0 is going to be the first thing for both of them. And we're going to do the pipe. That's the format, the time, and the pipe. And now we need the first animation, and I'm just going to do this snap fingers inside here. Abra Animations, I have his Bollywood in there, and I also have Snap Fingers, which is from Abra. And just a quick note here that you see that the time the all these Bollywood ones, Aber has started to put the times directly into the name of the animation. So this one here is 30.2 seconds long. This one is 31.9 seconds long. That is important to know, the length of them. So Snap Fingers had a time on the end of it, which I just took off because I didn't want you to be confused seeing the times at the ends. So all I'm going to do is right click and take properties, so I make sure that this is the exact same name as that animation and pop it right into there. So now I save that. I can even minimize it so I could work on it a little bit later. I hop on, press page up, and Quantina hops on, and I didn't get a pop-up because I'm the owner. I'm automatically invited. She does, and she must say yes. Go back to me. So now if I do a check and look in chat, it says that I am ready and Quantina is ready. I can do a pre-cache routine. It's only one little Snap Fingers in there. So let me reload the card because I made a change from what it was. Every time you make a change in the card, and like I said, I have the card still open here. It's the one in there. But I can make all the changes I want over here and save them, but if I don't press the name here and reload it, it does not know that it's been changed. So now if I do a routine, oh, it's still loading. It's still saving. There we go. Let's do all. Yeah. Up. Snap Fingers goes so fast you can't even see it. So now when I press play, out our movers go, and we're going to be doing the Snap Fingers. So let's stop that, and let's open this up and give them some animations. So pardon me. So the Snap Fingers, 5 seconds. I want them to do the Snap Fingers for 5 seconds. So I'm going to put 5 here, but don't think of it as I'm doing them 5, put it this way. 5 seconds after they start snapping their fingers, that's when I want them to do a dance. So I'm going to put 5. That means 5 seconds after 0 was pressed. So I'm going to get 2 of the Aber dances in here, the Bollywood ones. And I didn't want to confuse you, so at the ends of dances 1, 2 and their mirrors, I just simply took the number off. These are all copyable if you have them. Any dances from Aber Animations is copyable. Just look at the inside your inventory to find out what the actual time is. So I want to do that too, and then at 5 seconds I'm going to be doing the mirror, and Quantina will be doing the one that is not mirrored. Number 2, properties. Again, if you have a typo, if you type in these out and not copying and pasting from the properties, you may make an error, and if you make a small letter where it should be a capital letter, Performance Director is not going to know what it is. So at 5 seconds, they're going to for 4 or 5 seconds they're going to be doing their Snap Fingers, and then at 5 seconds after 0, they'll be doing these 2 animations. So let's load the card again, and Gotta wait for a second when it loads, and then let's press play. So they're snapping their fingers for 5 seconds, then they do the Bollywood. Two different ones. Other HUDs cannot do that they start at the exact same time. So, since I did not put a stop in there, and I didn't put anything that they're going to change to another animation, they will go on like that forever. So, I'm going to stop it now. And now I'm going to add another animation. So, the Bollywood 2, because I took the numbers out of there, I have to look in inventory to find out what the actual Bollywood. Okay, 2 is 28.2. So 28.2 plus 5 is what I want to do. No, yes, 28.2 plus 5 is what I want to do. And, no, that's 3. 2 is 31 seconds. So 31 seconds plus 5 is 36 seconds. That will be the time that they're going to do the next animation. So we're going to be doing Bollywood. I'm going to do 1, and at 36 seconds she's going to do Bollywood 1 mirror. Wait, let's get that out. And I'll just copy it from here. Bollywood 1 mirror. Safest thing to do is just copy, and paste. So why did I put 36 seconds down there? Because dance number 2, 2 mirror and 2 itself, is 31 seconds long. So the timeline is going from 0 to the end of the song. So what you're going to do is just keep adding the time together. And this is the time that you want this to play. Not how long you want it to play. The time that you want the dance to start. Other HUDs used to put the number after this. They would start the name and then put the number, how long they wanted that dance to go, and then another name and how long they wanted that dance to go. Nothing added up. It didn't go through the whole sequence. So what we're doing is you're going from a timeline. I know everybody saw timelines in grade school. You were going from 0, which is start, to the end of the song. If the song is 3.5 minutes long, you're going to go all the way through that. Just keep, and the easy way to do it is just add the timelines. Now you can go back in and tweak these times as you want. Like if you say, oh, I would want this to start at 36.5 seconds. It looks better. Then you can go back in and just put a 0.5, 36.5 seconds. So let's see what this looks like. And I'm going to load that tutorial. And wait a second, and there we go. Now they're going to go through that. It's going to be 31 seconds long, and at 36 seconds they will change to the other. And the timeline example is in your folder as well as being on the website, which I will open. Pardon me, will open as soon as we get this done here. Oops. So that is the third one that they're doing. And they'll go on like that forever. until I press stop. Alright, so let's look at the timeline. If I go back here and open the timeline, you have this graphic here, which is showing 0, and it explains what's happening at each one. Just remember, it's beginning to end, and it just keeps adding up. You have this card in your folder, so you can open it up and refresh your memory and look and see what's going on. Also, I didn't have to use it in seconds. You can also use it in time. So if I wanted this to be like 3 seconds, say 3 minutes, I can do 3 like this, or I can do let's say 1 minute is like that, and or I can do this as 60 seconds. So if you have 3, then it's 180 seconds. And you can even go a few decimal points out. So if I have if you see a dance sequence that says it is 24 point, or not a sequence, a dance that says it's 24.985 seconds long, you can put that as well. So the dance times, how do you find the dance times? Each dancer and animation maker, most, not each, put their times somewhere for you to find them, because they know a lot of people do this kind of dancing in Second Life. So on our website we have put a page of animation makers and dance times. So and it says how to find them. Like, this is in the properties description field. Abra, like I said, is starting to put them in the dance name itself, but older ones you have to go and download a PDF, which is really easy. And the other ones can put them in the properties field, and the properties field is let's see, properties field where it says no description here, you'll see 24.9 or whatever. That's where Henmations and Humanoid and a lot of people put them in there. So that's how you would normally string the dances together, is just by adding up the dance times. But at times you don't want to use all the way to the end or of the dance, so you can put whatever time you want that you think it's best. Just watch your animations and how they change to fit them in nicely. You don't really want a dead stop or a the body turns completely around, something that looks totally unnatural. You want to string them together so that they look natural. So that's it with the basics of the dance. At some point, whenever you wanted to stop, normally I would look for how long Bollywood slow 1 is. Let's just say it's 30 seconds, and I would want to stop at 66 seconds. So there's stop. I may want to put an end pose in there or whatever. You can put static poses in there and put a stop, and that will just stop them. Otherwise they'll just keep dancing along. Load it again, and wait a second. The hand will change, and there they'll go through. Now, these sequences are, of course, extremely short, but if I only say I had a lot of animations that I wanted to do in between, and a lot of them are going to be different from each other, and only a few that are going to be the same, or vice versa. I can do a third group in here where it has the animations that they're doing the same thing. So I'll just give you a quick example of that after they stop. I should find shorter dances. So you see here at the front, they're snapping their fingers. I'm going to create another group here and say at group both. That will be both of us, and I'll put 1, 2. So that puts both of us in that group. So instead of having them snap their fingers at 0, instead of putting the ones that they're going to do the same in there, I will do another group. Both equals 0. And then, probably shouldn't have deleted that. I could have just copied it, but I'll go back in here and close, put at snap fingers, both. Now notice the 0, it's still the start, but it's down here below those. Does that matter? It really doesn't matter, because when you load the card, it reads it all at one time. So it doesn't matter where 0 is on the card. So let's save that. And I've removed that 0 line from these two because they're only doing different. I can even take this out because it's something that they're doing the same, and put 66 stop. Now this is rather simple because it's only 3 animations, but these cards can get incredibly long and complicated, so it depends on how many people you have and how many things you want to do. So instead of just recreating the groups over and over and over again, it's just simple to jump from one group to another. There's smaller little paragraphs on there, even though they're not paragraphs, but they're smaller areas for you to define and easier for you to work with. So let's close that and load that, and you'll see that this is going to work exactly the same. And notice that stop in the Performance Director just stops the animation. It doesn't send the movers back to the start position. You have to push the button stop, which now I've messed up because I started the animation again after not pushing stop the first time. I'm going to show you in a little while how to prevent that from happening. So let's just play again. Now they're going to move out again. And you're going to see they're going to do the same exact thing. They started with the snap fingers, even though snap fingers is lower down on the page. And they'll go through the other animations. And then see the card itself is hopping back and forth between. It has loaded it all. It knows what to do, and it knows what animations this one person is supposed to be doing. I love these Bollywood dancers. These dances, they're fantastic. So then when they stop, I will need to have pressed stop again to put them right back to where they were. And that's why you would want to use the stage marker and or stage manager, so you don't get in this position what I just got myself into. So now when I press stop, they go back. So that's it. That's the basics of the performance director. The next part we're going to do is going to be adding some of the optional features, the optional commands in there. Thank you for watching.